Hey guys, it's Equinox here, and this is going to be my Season 2 tank tier list and meta prediction. I'm going to go over the Season 2 tank tier list first, and then I'm going to get into the meta predictions at the end. So let's get started here. Prot Warrior, this is probably going to land in around A tier. It's pretty reliant on healers. It doesn't give a lot of party utility. It pretty much is just rally and very situational intervenes. So right now, they don't really have too much to offer to the party. They don't interact with Afflicted whatsoever, so that's going to be rough. And I think their damage is a little bit worse than Prot Paladin, so that doesn't really give them any advantage. And it's definitely worse than Brew, so that doesn't give them any advantage either. So I'm going to have to put these in A tier. It could be down to B depending on how bad their 4-set is. I heard it's not super good, so we'll see. But yeah, A tier for now. Vengeance DH, we're going to get into that. Let's talk about, or I've been told that they are pretty bugged right now, so we don't really know their exact strength. They could be A, they could be B, they could be even C, but right now I'm pretty sure they are around B tier. They have a lot of bugs, but their 4-set's looking pretty decent. And yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and put them in B tier for now. This could change in live, but we'll see. Next is Brewmaster. Brewmaster's doing a lot of damage right now, absolutely insane damage. They buffed our Spinning Crane Kick by 20% and Black Eye Kick by 20% in the last PTR build. On top of our 4-set, increasing our Black Eye Kick by another 20%, and Spinning Crane Kick getting a lot of base crit. It's gonna help us out a lot, and we're getting two new tank trinkets, that being Tree Mouse, Festering Splinter, and Shard of Rockmora. The reason this is important for Brew and not other tanks is with Brew, a lot of the trinkets that have Absorb Shield scale with our Celestial Fortune, and they get a larger Absorb Shield just because we're Brew. That's why if you compare the amount of shield from a Brewmaster from a certain trinket compared to, say, a Prot Warrior or a Bear, it's going to be a lot more for Brew, and that's how they work. Celestial Fortune just increases absorb amounts. So yeah, Brew also stacks a lot more verse than a lot of the other tanks, so that also helps. So we gain a lot more shield benefit just because we have a lot more verse. But yeah, basically getting into the ranking, Brew has a lot of damage and could potentially be S tier depending on how tank tuning the tank trinket tuning is and how much damage the trash does. If the trash doesn't do an absolute shit ton of damage and you don't need a bunch of kicks, then Brew's going to be S tier. But for now, we're going to put it in A tier. All right, Blood Death Knight. This one is kind of rough. Blood Death Knight has a great 4-set, fantastic 4-set. It's very strong, but it doesn't shore up their weaknesses. Their weaknesses right now is very low damage. It helps with the damage, but it doesn't fix the damage. You know what I mean? But DK relies on DPS trinkets to do damage, and the new DPS trinkets are pretty not great. There's about one, and it's on a 3-minute cooldown. That's really good. The other ones are not very good. So that's going to be a letdown for them. And I don't think they offer too much. They don't interact with Afflicted at all. They don't interact with Incorporeal unless they spec into Asphyxiate. They don't interact. They don't interact with any disease spells in the dungeons. That's the same with Prot Warrior, Vengeance DH. That's really unfortunate. And not having a dispel this season is very bad. There's so many disease dispels and so many poison dispels in this season. So that's gonna be rough for them. But yeah. Probably going to put them in B tier, low damage, don't interact with a lot of the new affixes, so that's going to land them in B tier. Let's talk about Bear. This is just unfortunate from what I know, from everyone I've talked to, and opinions on high tier players. Bear is just not looking good right now. They don't survive as well as other tanks. They don't offer the utility of other tanks. They don't do mob control like other tanks, and their damage isn't that high either. So unfortunately, that's going to probably be the only C-tier tank. As far as I know right now, they have way more weaknesses than they do strengths. And this is for a high key specifically, so don't take this as you should re-roll. If you enjoy Bear, they're fantastic. They're fun. If you enjoy that, then you play them. Unless you're doing really high keys, like 26s, 27, stuff like that, then your class really doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter. So make sure you remember this when in context of a tier list. Your class very rarely matters. If you're playing unless you're doing really high keys. That being said, the issue of public perception is a whole nother issue, and stuff like Prot Pally being meta is going to make you playing Bear much harder because everybody thinks Prot Paladin is insane and Bear is just terrible. So Unfortunately, class tuning kind of exasperates that, and it makes it a lot worse. But yeah, they're going to unfortunately go in C tier from what I know. This could potentially get bumped up to a B or an even A if they get tuned a lot. All right, next is Prop Paladin. This is going to be the only S tier on the list. Tank is absolutely insane. Is the full package, deals a lot of damage, deals the most mob control out of any tank. Has the most party utility by far. The most insane party utility, freedom sack, spell warding, bop, like absolutely disgusting party utility. Insane off healing. Very, very tanky with Sentinel, and they're 17 defensives and an immune taunt. But yeah, absolutely disgusting class. Probably going to stay S tier the entire tier. We'll see. They could get some big nerfs, but yeah, Paladin's looking absolutely disgusting once again. Going to have to put that in S tier. Now, let's talk about my meta predictions at the end of the tier. So this is going to be the end of the season, or near end of the season, and TGP meta. So my guess for TGP meta is Brew is good. We're going to see that the trinkets scale pretty well with Brew, and we're going to see that Paladin party utility isn't as needed to live. So we're going to have Brew in S tier along with Paladin, and Brew might even win out. This is a copium prediction, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know that. Prot Warrior is going to move to B tier because they offer literally nothing. Bear is going to get over buffed and move to A tier. Vengeance DH is going to get over buffed and move to A tier, and then Blood and Prot Warrior is going to stay at B tier. That's my end of season prediction. Don't think people will agree with that too much, but we'll see. Yeah, and that's the whole tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Guides are going to be linked down below. Socials are going to be linked down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and peace out.